Usually when I do these, I have a script, but I don't want to do that right now. I just don't feel like doing that right now. I had an amazing day, and I want to tell you about it because I feel like that I learned something in that day, and I feel like we could all learn something from it. And let's just start from the very beginning. I wake up, and it is morning. It's maybe like I don't know, like 10:30 or 11 or something like that. It's like my one of my days off, and I'm my energy is just so low. You know what I mean? I'm exhausted. I don't feel like doing anything. And there have I've lived alone long enough where I know that if I don't get up and I don't do anything, I don't make an effort to do anything and just kind of just waller about, whatever, that I just feel worse. And even though it's like it feels like the right move at the time, whenever the sun's going down and I'm like, okay, the day's over, I'm just kind of like, yeah, that wasn't the move to make. So I'm sitting there and I'm going, all I want to do is just lay here. All I want to do is just nothing. I don't want to look at my phone. I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to make anything. I don't want to create. I don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? I don't want to play a game, nothing. So you guys are probably hearing my cats in the background. Like I said, I'm just doing this live. This is just something I'm just making. Um, but I just keep telling myself, like, it's going to suck if you do that. You don't want to do that. So do something about it. Like, you're a grown ass man, just get up and, like, whatever. And I do. I break that cycle. I had the strength in that moment to just be like, you know what? Even though I would rather just lay here and do nothing at all, nothing whatsoever. I know for a fact I'm gonna regret this later. I have that 2020 vision or hindsight, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a script for this, and I'm not a very smart person. I don't have a very very big vocabulary, so you're gonna have to excuse me if I sound like a fool. But so I get up, I shower, and I do all my routines and stuff like that, and I get like a nice outfit together, and I just say, you know what? I'm just gonna get in my car, and I'm just gonna drive down the road, and whatever hits my eye that I want to go see that I maybe something I haven't been to yet. I'm gonna do it, and I do. I do. That there was like a little strip of these little local places, like local artisan craft places and stuff like that. It was amazing to go in there and look at stuff and buy just buy a couple of things and support the business. And that's another thing. That's another reason I didn't want to go out is because I didn't want to spend any money. Like, God knows in these times we don't really need to spend any money, and like it's not like I'm having any problems. It's just the fact that I know that it's like I would rather just be able to just exist for free and not have to like go out and just spend money to have fun. Like I don't. But at the same time, I was just like I was there and I saw some things I really wanted to get my mom and my grandmother. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna get something from there. Go to like another place and had a good little conversation with this guy about some like old like analog music gear and stuff like that. I love records and everything and cassettes. It's just a big thing of mine. So I had to talk to some old guy about that, and he was great. And we kind of shared some. He shared some music he had. It's like really nice tower or like this like rack built that had all of his EQs, preamps, his amps, all the stuff he was using to make everything just sound amazing in that little record store he had. And I was just kind of like, you know what? It's been long enough. I haven't really eaten this morning because I kind of skipped breakfast to do all the other crap. I was like, let's go get some lunch. I get some lunch in me. I'm just kind of like, all right, that's all right. And I go to like a we have like this like a flea market in our town, and it's amazing. I love going there as often and as I can. It's like only open on like the weekends though. So I go in there and I'm feeling good. I just had some lunch. I had some fun at the other places. I got like a nice outfit on and stuff like that. Just, the confidence is there. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be out here. I'm not like ashamed to be in public or anything like that because you have those days where you just don't feel like you won't really want to be around people. But today I was like, oh yes, I really want to be around people. You know what I mean? Even though I just woke up feeling like I don't want to do anything. Once I just kind of started moving, getting out there, all of a sudden, you know what? I really want to be around people. Let's go to the flea market. So I walk into the flea market and I have like these really dark sunglasses on. And as I'm taking them off because, I don't really need them anymore, the first thing I hear is someone call my name. And I didn't know who it was. And I look over, and it was an old friend of mine who I haven't spoken to in years. We were friends in high school. He was a very close friend of mine. Helped me through a lot of hard times and everything like that. But then once he went off to pilot school over in Arizona, um, he did that. He came back and did some stuff around here while he was kind of waiting for like a spot to open up in this place he wanted. And then he moved to another state and got a job as a pilot. And now he is engaged. And I met his fiance, who was wonderful. And I hadn't really talked to him face to face in so long, and I really missed him. And I think what was really freeing about that experience and about like the kind of closure I felt from it was that like we were both still on good terms with each other. Like there was no bad blood or anything like that. It's just that we both went our own paths in life. We both went our own paths. And now he is a pilot living in another state with his fiance. He's kind of came down to visit some family for the holiday. It's like Easter when I'm recording this, but it was like a couple days ago. And it was really nice. And one thing that was kind of funny is that he was just asking about some stuff for like his house or anything like that because he's looking for some furniture. I was just giving him suggestions on like places to look and everything like that, and we never even really talked about anything. It was just one of those times where you meet somebody and it's just such a quick interaction and you don't really have anything to say to them because you haven't seen them in years, and like it's one of those social settings where it's like you can't really go into like a long conversation because like you're here with your fiance, you're walking through. It looks like you're getting ready to walk back to your car. Let me just try and squeeze in a little bit of this, like, some positivity and just, hey, glad I ran into you. Hey, yeah, check out these places. You know what I mean? And you just kind of like, hey, it's good to see you. You shake your hand, you walk off, and, I'm glad things happened that way. That was very nice. I did not expect that to happen. And it was right when I walked in. He was the very first person that I spoke to whenever I walked into the area. It was insane. And thereafter, I went to this vendor they have at the flea market who he sells like he just sells movies. He sells like DVDs and VHS tapes and other forms of media and everything like that. And I'm a very avid VHS fan. You know what I mean? I just like the way it looks. I grew up with it as a kid, and I like to collect them. And I have like a big old uh, area in my living room where I just have so many VHS tapes that sometimes whenever I'm just like wanting to kind of just like fall asleep, I'll just like put one on and I'll just kind of fall asleep to it. So I go in there, and I've bought many things from this guy before, and he's always been a pleasure, and we've always had like really fun conversations about movies and everything like that. And I remember just buying some stuff from him, and he just kind of looks at me and goes, "Hey man, I just really want to say I appreciate you, just coming back and spending money with us, and just always having a nice conversation with you. It's just great to see you every now and then, to know that that you like coming here and you like, you know, whatever. I can't verbatim say what it was. Okay. Also, I'm like a little bit fucking high, so like you got to like kind of like yeah. Okay, don't come after me for being high. Okay, you know what I mean? Like it's Easter, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? Like nothing wrong with that. Okay. No. Anyway, this feels more like a podcast now. Um, but so then all that happens. I find some other little things there and just had some other nice interactions with people. Right before I was about to leave, there's a guy that is at the flea market. He sells all these like old instruments and he sells records and clothes. It's just like a all around, just kind of like a punkish uh, music store, whatever. And I always like to go over there and just kind of see like what kind of stuff they have, because sometimes he'll have like some pretty obscure guitars that are like really cool to look at and just kind of play around with. Like you can actually like test out things. And he's there that day with his partner, and he was just kind of sitting there playing. I always talk to him whenever I come through, and he just kind of was just like, "Hey man, you want to just kind of sit here and jam with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, let's do that." And then I'm just sitting there, just jamming with this guy, and he starts singing loudly, and he's a great singer, great singer. People are walking by, they're nodding their heads, they're enjoying the music. You know what I mean? Just kind of jamming, nothing crazy, nothing to really fucking go home about. It was just fun to do. You know what I mean? Playing music with anybody at a decent enough level is fun to do. I'm not saying anything past that. I am an average player, but it was very fun. It was just so fun. And then I left. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Right before I left, I was walking down this one way, and there was this big old table because like at the flea market you can either have like a table or you can have like a stall. I'm not sure if you guys have flea markets where you're at, but that's how it is for us. So there's like a table, and this woman is like selling plants. I don't see the woman, but I remember what she looks like. And these two little plants got blown over by the wind as I'm walking up to the table, and I just go up to the table and just pick up little plants. Nothing, it would have been fine if I left them there. It would have been totally fine if I left them there. But I couldn't let that happen. I wanted to pick them up. I felt so sad when I saw those little two plants fall over, and I just picked them up. And behind me, uh, who I did not see, was the old woman who ran the little flower table. And she was just like, "Oh, thank you so much." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no problem." And I felt like so. I just felt like so great. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh my god, like I just didn't want the plants to be unhappy, but then I made like two things happy. I made the plants. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just being dumb. But yeah, man. And then the rest of the day was just great. I mean, it was really just some stuff that happened with some family, and it was really just hanging out. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. I don't really want to get into that. It was just the first part of the day was just amazing, and really all I had to do, all of that, all of that was destined to happen that day. All of it was destined to happen that day. I didn't know it, and I would have missed it. I would have missed out on it if I just stayed in bed and I just laid there and did nothing. But I fought against it hard, and I did not do it willingly. The entire time I was getting into the shower, I was thinking to myself, I probably will just get in the shower, get out and put some pajamas on and just like go back to laying down. But no, after I got out, I was just kind of like, no, man, just put an outfit on. At least then, you just lay around your house in an outfit. That way, in case you do have to go somewhere, or like if someone needs you or whatever, you can at least be ready to go. And then once I had the clothes on, I was just like, man, I really like this outfit. Like, my hair's looking good. You know what I mean? Like my skin's looking great. Got like this dope ass routine down right now. And I was just like, I think I'd really like to, I don't want to waste this great outfit and this good day of skin and hair to fucking just like sit inside all day. I gotta get some sun on this, you know what I mean? Break it in. And I just had an amazing day. And I think that there are a lot of people in this world who just need their bodies to fight against what their mind is telling them. Your brain could be telling you no, just stay down, but your body's just like get up, get up. You know what I mean? I wish we had that little separation, but sadly it's all just one. But I fought it so fucking hard, and I had an amazing day. And I think that in conclusion, that's just what I'm saying. Just what I'm saying. Just fight the urge to lay down, get up, and just seize the fucking day, dude. Seize the fucking day. I swear to God, it'll surprise you. Um, well, what do I usually say? I usually say like, I appreciate you guys letting me app to you. I'm sorry that this was so sloppy. I'm sorry I don't really upload that much. I don't know, man. I don't really ever feel the urge to post things unless I have something that I kind of want to pass on or say. And recently, I've just kind of been doing my own thing. And if you're still watching, if you're still here, man, I appreciate you. And hopefully I'll post something else. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.